Hi guys, so here Anwari here, co-founder of Sublime Trading, here with a daily update for the UK and US indices for Wednesday the 17th of June. Alright guys, hope you're well. So let's get straight into the US market. Yesterday we saw price gap up across all the indices, following through with that bullish momentum from Monday. Price gapped up, the bears came in, pushed price back down, filled the gap, and then the bulls came in and pushed price back up again. So a really good example of why you don't want to get caught up in intraday activity. It's really where people lose a lot of money, and you want to focus on the overall trend, which is very much bullish, and why we're still very much bullish on stocks. What we want to see is still price breaking close above the current high of June to really suggest a continuation of this bullish momentum. But our stance is still very much bullish, and we're still executing long positions on the best performing stocks, as the overall bias of the market is very much bullish. Moving across to the FTSE 100, yesterday we saw bullish momentum, and that momentum has continued through so far at the start of play today. So what we're looking for still is that high of June cleared, and then further momentum towards the 200 simple moving average. So we're still waiting for the 200 simple moving average to be broken on the FTSE 100. Looking at the S&P 500 mini, we're seeing a bit of bullishness already at the start of play today. So the signs are positive for a further continuation to the upside so far today, and potentially through the rest of today. So it's just a waiting game now to see how price reacts. So let's get into the charts and catch up with price action.
So guys, if you're new to these daily updates, then I recommend starting with the recording that's pinned to the top of our Facebook page, so that you get a good understanding of what I go through in these charts. As always guys, this is our 3-screen setup. We have the monthly in the top left, weekly in the top right, and our daily chart down here across the bottom. We'll start with the S&P 500 on the monthly time frame. We can see June is starting to look bullish again, but we still have the high of last year acting as resistance. On the weekly, price above the 200 and the 50 simple moving average. A bullish week so far this week. We want to see a breaking close above the high of last week to suggest a continuation. And if you come down to the daily time frame, we can see that this support zone that we've been monitoring since last week has held strong. We had a move to the upside on Monday, and then yesterday we saw a gap up, a move to the downside, and then price moved back up again. So we can see that price closed around where it gapped open. Ultimately what we've seen is a move further up, and we still now need to wait for that break and close above the high of June to suggest a continuation, but we're seeing bullish recovery to the upside. Moving across to the Nasdaq, starting with the monthly, June is looking bullish. We can see it's trading above the previous all-time high. We now want it to move through that 10,000 round number, which is acting as resistance. On the weekly, price above the 200 and the 50 simple moving average, a bullish week. And on the daily time frame, similar setup as on the S&P 500. We had a gap up, a move down, and then a move back up. So a bullish close to the day yesterday, but now we want to see price breaking close above the high of June to suggest a continuation, and that will then also take price through the 10,000 round number, which is acting as resistance. Moving across to the Dow Jones, we can see June is also looking bullish again, but we want to see price move through the high of last year. On the weekly, price above the 200 moving average. Bullish week so far, but currently finding resistance at the 50 simple moving average. We should see that cleared with strength towards the high of last week. And on the daily time frame, again, we can see that the gap up took price around the 200 simple moving average. So we want to see price use this as an area of support and then strength back to the upside. So again, also waiting for a break and close above the high of June to suggest a continuation. Moving to the S&P 500 mini on the daily time frame, we can see that so far today we are seeing bullish action, but it's really the end of day candlestick that gives us the most information. But potentially we could see bullishness through the rest of today. If we come down to the FTSE 100, we can see June is also starting to look bullish, but resistance levels ahead, which we have been monitoring now since the start of the month. Really, we want to see this area cleared and then strength towards the high of last year. On the weekly, price is below the 200 and the 50 simple moving average, and on the daily time frame, price is below the 200 moving average but above the 50 and the 20 and also the 6,000 round number. So this whole area holding strong as support. A little bit of bullishness coming in, but not much size compared to yesterday, but we are still very much early in the day. There's still half the day to go, so this bar could look very different by the end of the day. Ultimately, we're looking for price to break and close above the high of June, just like on the US indices, and we want to see price move through the 200 simple moving average to suggest further strength to the upside. So overall, our stance is still bullish. In fact, we placed some more positions on stocks at the end of play yesterday, so we are still very much bullish. What we're now looking for is the indices really to confirm that, and that will happen with breakouts to the upside. So patience needed for now. So that's me for today, guys. Please like, comment and share. Let's get people watching these videos and understanding how to use the indices correctly to build a solid investment portfolio. And I will be back with tomorrow's daily update.